Welcome to CityLife TV. I'm Danae Jones, and today I'm joined by Rhiannon Saunders of WGC Lawyers. Welcome to CityLife TV, Rhiannon.
Thanks for inviting me, Danae.
So today we're talking about neighbourly disputes. Now, we all know someone, or sometimes it's been ourselves, where we've had a dispute with a neighbour, and while it can make for some really great dinner table conversation, it can be quite stressful for the parties involved, can't it?
Yes, you're right, and that's particularly the case for owners of property in body corporate schemes.
And so what is a body corporate scheme?
A body corporate scheme is essentially a group of people or entities that own property. So, as an example, an apartment building. There will be owners of apartments within the building, and those owners will also own a share of common property. So that would include things such as the driveway, a pool, and any gardens.
I see. And so do you think COVID has had an impact on neighbourly disputes? Have you seen more complaints coming through?
Absolutely. I am seeing many more disputes land on my desk relating to disputes between neighbours.
And so why do you think that is?
We've undergone some significant lifestyle and work changes lately. People are spending a lot more time at home, and a lot more people are working from home exclusively. So issues that previously went unnoticed are now really at the forefront of people's minds. Things like barking pets, smoke drift, noisy neighbours are all becoming an issue.
So for people out there who may be having a dispute with a neighbour at the moment, what can they do to help resolve the situation?
I think the first step is just to try to resolve your problem with your neighbour. That might be a friendly conversation that you have with your neighbour, or it might be a little more formal than that, and you might wish to put your complaint in writing.
Okay, and so what if that doesn't resolve the situation?
Then you should consider giving notice of your complaint to the Body Corporate Committee. Every occupier in a body corporate scheme is required to comply with legislation as well as the scheme's bylaws. The bylaws are a set of rules that govern what you can and cannot do at the property. So typically it would say something like an occupier is not able to have a pet at their property without having approval, or an occupier cannot cause a nuisance to other neighbours at the property. The Body Corporate Committee has a responsibility to enforce the scheme's bylaws. So if the committee receives notice of a dispute against another owner or occupier, then the committee should consider that dispute and determine whether it should issue what's called a contravention notice.
So how will an owner know if somebody has breached the bylaws?
It's really important to be familiar with the bylaws so that you know what other occupiers can or cannot do. So if you're unsure on what your bylaws mean, then it's worthy of a discussion with your body corporate manager, and depending on the seriousness of the situation, you might decide to get some legal advice about it. And that would apply as well to the committee if they're unsure of what to do if they receive notice of a dispute.
So I guess if the situation remains unresolved after the body corporate has issued a notice, things can get quite messy, can't they?
Yes, they certainly can. And depending on the situation, what might happen next is an application might be made to the Office of the Commissioner for Body Corporate and Community Management, a little bit of a mouthful. It's a relatively informal process compared to, say, a court proceeding, but it can still take some time to resolve. And of course, the neighbours still need to live with each other in the meantime.
Which can often be difficult.
Absolutely. The other important thing to note is that before the Commissioner's office even looks at an application, they usually require evidence that the parties have tried to resolve things between themselves.
That's great advice. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us today, Rhiannon.
Thanks, Danae.
Thanks for joining us on CityLife TV. If you'd like some more information about this topic, head to citylifemedia.com.au or reach out to one of the experienced team at WGC Lawyers.